Welcome to House Lux Estate, your go-to channel for personal and professional development. Today, we're diving into a topic that's incredibly vital for success in any field, developing a growth mindset. If you've ever felt stuck in your career, or if you're just looking for ways to cultivate more positivity and resilience in your life, then this video is for you. A growth mindset is a belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, hard work, and the right strategy. This mindset is a key component for success, as it allows us to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and view effort as the path to mastery. Having a growth mindset can open doors to new opportunities, and it's something that anyone can cultivate. Yes, that includes you. So if you're ready to transform your personal and professional life, then let's get started. Stay tuned to learn the steps to develop a growth mindset that will propel your personal and professional life. To begin with, it's crucial to understand what a growth mindset is. At its heart, a growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed with time, effort, and dedication. This is a concept that sprang from the work of psychologist Carol Dweck, who studied people's attitudes towards failure and success for decades. In her research, Dweck identified two primary mindsets that people generally hold about their abilities. The first is what she called a fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that their intelligence and abilities are static, unchangeable traits. They tend to avoid challenges and give up easily when faced with obstacles, viewing effort as fruitless or even negative. On the other hand, those with a growth mindset embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, see effort as the path to mastery, learn from criticism, and find lessons and inspiration in the success of others. They believe that they can improve their abilities and intelligence through dedication and hard work. Now, you might wonder why a growth mindset is so important, particularly in personal and professional settings. Well, having a growth mindset empowers us to take on challenges head-on, bounce back from failure, and continuously learn and grow. It encourages us to step out of our comfort zones and embrace change, which is vital in today's rapidly evolving world. In a professional context, a growth mindset cultivates resilience, adaptability, and a lifelong love for learning, qualities that are highly sought after in the modern workplace. On a personal level, it nurtures a positive attitude towards self-improvement and personal development. But perhaps most importantly, a growth mindset gives us the courage to dream big, to set ambitious goals, and to strive for them without fear of failure. Because when we believe we can grow, we start to realize that we are capable of more than we ever thought possible. Now that you understand what a growth mindset is, let's move on to how you can develop one. Developing a growth mindset involves several steps. Our first step is acknowledging and understanding your current mindset. Like a gardener, you must first understand the nature of the soil before you can successfully plant and nurture your seeds. In the same way, before you can cultivate a growth mindset, you need to recognize and acknowledge your existing mindset, whether it is fixed or growth-oriented. This self-awareness is critical as it paves the way for change. It's important to note that this is not about self-judgment or criticism. It's about honest reflection. Ask yourself, how do I typically respond to challenges? Do I tend to stick to what I know, or do I venture into unfamiliar territory? Do I see failure as a dead end or an opportunity for growth? Your answers to these questions can reveal a lot about your current mindset. Now, moving on to the second step, starting to appreciate challenges and effort. This step requires a shift in perspective. In a growth mindset, challenges are not seen as threats or insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and learning. When you encounter a challenge, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," switch to, "I can't do this yet." That little word "yet" holds immense power, as it opens up the possibility of growth and improvement. Similarly, effort is not seen as a sign of weakness or incompetence, but as a necessary part of the growth process. Remember, the butterfly only gains the strength to fly after struggling out of its cocoon. Just as the butterfly needs struggle to grow stronger, you need effort to grow your abilities and skills. Appreciating challenges and effort starts with changing the way we talk to ourselves. It involves shifting from a language of limitations to a language of possibilities. This is not an overnight change, but a gradual process that requires patience and persistence. Those were the first two steps in developing a growth mindset. Now let's move on to the next steps. Continuing from where we left off, let's discuss the next steps in developing a growth mindset. The third step in our journey is replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. It's easier said than done, isn't it? We are often our own harshest critics, and negative thoughts can creep in before we even realize it. However, these thoughts only limit our potential. Instead, we need to consciously replace these negative thoughts with positive ones. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," stop and replace it with, "I can learn to do this." Remember, a growth mindset is all about believing in your ability to improve and learn. Now, on to the fourth step, learning from criticism. No one likes to be criticized. It's easy to get defensive, feel crushed, or even start doubting our abilities. But here's the thing. Criticism, when taken constructively, can be one of the most potent tools for growth. It gives us a fresh perspective, a chance to see where we might be going wrong, and the opportunity to improve. So, the next time you receive criticism, instead of shying away, embrace it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And use it as a stepping stone to become better. This is a continuous process, folks. It's not a switch that you can flip overnight. It requires consistent effort and self-awareness, but the payoff is worth it. A growth mindset can transform your personal and professional life, opening doors to opportunities you might not have thought possible. So keep practicing these steps. Replace those negative thoughts with positive ones. Welcome criticism and use it as a learning opportunity. You're already on your way to developing a stronger, more resilient growth mindset. That's it for the next two steps. Let's move on to the final steps. Now, we've reached the final steps in developing a growth mindset. These last two steps are crucial and they require a good dose of realism and endurance. Let's dive right into them. The ninth step is all about setting realistic goals. Goals give us a sense of direction and purpose. They're like the North Star guiding us through the darkest nights. But remember, setting goals is not about aiming for the impossible. It's about challenging yourself just enough to grow, but not so much that you're overwhelmed. It's about finding that sweet spot between comfort and discomfort, where growth happens. So, when setting your goals, be ambitious but also be realistic. Ask yourself, is this something I can reasonably achieve with effort and dedication? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. The 10th and final step is practicing patience and persistence. Developing a growth mindset isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's not something that happens overnight. It requires time, effort, and lots of patience. And it's not always smooth sailing. There will be storms, there will be setbacks, and there will be failures. But remember, each failure is a stepping stone towards success. Each setback, a lesson learned. So don't give up when things get tough. Stay persistent, stay patient, and keep moving forward one step at a time. And that's it, folks. Those are the 10 steps to developing a growth mindset. It's a journey, not a destination. It's about continuously striving for growth, embracing challenges, learning from failures, and never giving up. It's about believing in your ability to learn, to grow, and to succeed. Those were the final steps in developing a growth mindset. Now let's wrap up everything we've learned. We've learned a lot today about developing a growth mindset. Let's take a moment to recap on the key takeaways. We began by understanding what a growth mindset is, a belief that our abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's not just about raw talent or natural gifts, but more about persistent effort and resilience. Then we dove into the steps to cultivate this mindset, embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks, seeing effort as a path to mastery, learning from criticism, and finding lessons and inspiration in the success of others. Remember, consistency is key. Developing a growth mindset isn't an overnight transformation. It's a continuous journey of self-improvement, pushing your boundaries and stepping out of your comfort zone. Thank you for joining us today at House Lux Estate. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening content. Remember, developing a growth mindset is a journey, not a destination. Keep growing.